Hey everybody, this is Matthew from Nerd News Today, and welcome back to another statue review. This one's coming to us courtesy of Diamond Select, and it is another part of their X-Men the Animated Series Resin Bust series. Today we're taking a look at Morph. This is going to be a fun piece here. I can't wait to bust this guy open. It's been a very comprehensive line. We've actually been looking at the X-Men series since the wave first began way back several years ago now, and it's still going strong. And yeah, this is going to be a real cool one. You're going to see why momentarily here. We're going to talk about this packaging really quickly here because I just want to get through this so we can open this package up. But the box is basically your typical resin bust from the series. It's generally design-wise really just very simple. You got some logos, black background, a little bit of glow to help push him forward. That's really about it. Nothing crazy here. No windows, nothing like that. What we do get here on the side is a photo of the Morph statue, and likewise, you get the same thing on... Oh wait, actually no you don't. I forgot. On the X-Men pieces here, you get this really cool thing right here. I forgot all about that. On the opposite side, you get this really awesome looking sort of collage of X-Men animated characters. You've got Cyclops, you've got Jean Grey, and then you got Gambit on the bottom. I forgot that they do that on these statues. It's been a while since I looked at one of these. Because normally on the resin pieces from Diamond, what they do here is they'll put just like another image of the statue. But in this case, we got this cool design here, which, man, I forgot how much I love that. And on the back, you'll notice something's a little bit amiss here. Yeah, so what's amiss is... there's not a bio about Morph. That's what's missing right there. So all we really get here in this section that would normally be a bio is just some information about the piece. But resin busts from Diamond Select don't actually get that information, so we just have some notes about what this is. We get the mention that there's only 3,000 of these busts out there, and we also get the credits, which is that this was designed by Barry Bradfield and sculpted by Michelle Riley. Okay, but seriously, I'm just making a joke there, because what's actually different here is this. So you might have noticed the head on the front of the box and the side is not the same as this one, and that's what makes this piece fun, because we basically have two Morphs in one. And really with a character like that, that's kind of the way you want it. So yeah, we're going to get evil Morph here, as well as classic good guy Morph, just like in the animated series, in the original 90s animated series, that is. So that's why I'm looking forward to this one here, because I don't think, maybe there's been like one piece in this line so far that had a swappable head. I think for the most part, it's basically just been what you see is what you get. But with Morph, of course, he's going to have a few different looks. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this Morph out of the box and take a closer look at him from all angles. But before we get into that, I actually want to show you guys the box for a second here. This is the styrofoam packaging that Morph is in, and I wanted you guys to have the same reaction I just did when I opened this here. I was not expecting what just happened here. Oh my goodness. So apparently, Morph has a little bit of assembly required. Maybe a lot of assembly. I didn't realize not only does he have two heads, he actually has like different arms. So we've got a lot of work to do here. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start figuring this all out, and then we'll come back and see you guys in right now. So let's go ahead and begin this video by just starting with our basic Happy Morph. And I wanted to do a cool reveal, but I forgot I had his head on. I'm just going to roll with it here. So yeah, the way all this statue stuff works here with these pieces is they are connected by hidden magnets, essentially. So you can't really see anything here because they've just painted over it so nicely. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and you'll watch the head just kind of gets drawn into the exact spot it's supposed to be in. And likewise, we'll do the same thing with his arm. It's like watching a Star Wars thing. It's like the power of the Force. And whoop, there you go. That is our Morph now. That's how he's supposed to look once he's all assembled. So let's go ahead and start this off by doing a nice rotation so you could see this Morph from all angles with the nice happy smiley Morph. So, okay, I did know, full disclosure, that Morph did come with two heads, but I just didn't realize he came with additional arms. So that actually makes him, I guess, arguably one of the most deluxe statues in the X-Men animated series lineup so far. I don't think anybody else has had that much stuff to make essentially two different versions of them. And don't mind that styrofoam there on his back. We'll just flick that away. So that is a very cool surprise, and you know, it's making the statue a real standout, surprisingly, for me so far, because I wasn't really sure what to expect with Morph. Not exactly a favorite character of mine. I always liked the original Toy Biz action figure of him. It was one of my favorites. But as far as anything else, media-wise or toy-wise, statue-wise, whatever, you know, I could take him or leave him. But so far, this is shaping up to be a really great piece, and that makes sense when we're talking about this shapeshifter. So let's go ahead and start taking a closer look at some of the finer details on our Morph. And we'll start with this really great likeness. This is an excellent head sculpt on Morph here. You've got his cheekbones down, you've got the profile. That profile is him. Man, as soon as I see that, that just takes me back to like the first time I watched X-Men the Animated Series on Fox Kids. This, like, yeah, this just totally screams Morph. Wow. I'm kind of shocked, like, how much, especially seeing it from the sides and at 3/4, that it's just like, bringing back a lot of unexpected good memories. I don't think that's really happened too much before with these other statues. That's kind of fun. I really like the motion of the hair as well. I'll let you guys tilt it too. You can see some of the really great paint job that's on that hair too. Kind of go for that animated cell shade look that the animated series kind of pioneered back then in some ways. We've got just great design all around. Like, this just looks perfect. This is, I think, one of the best sculpts I think we've seen in this lineup so far, really. It's really, really doing a lot of work here. The cheekbones are killing it as well, the nose, the chin, the eyes. This is absolute knockout so far. This is a beauty of a head sculpt here. I'll show you guys the back as well, just so you can see that. I don't really know how often we saw the back of Morph's head, to be quite honest, other than maybe when he was running away from Sentinels, but let's not talk about that. So yeah, great all around already. And let's go ahead and start panning down a little bit so you can see what we're dealing with our body of Morph. He has the classic yellow and blue X-Men tights, along with the red X-Men belt. We're going to be seeing more of this jacket, of course, since we're going to be swapping out some arms and heads in a little bit here. But, man, I always wanted this jacket as a kid, and you know what? As an adult, I still do. It's just the coolest bomber jacket ever. It was so fun seeing Cyclops wear that as well. Always a great look. And, again, just excellent paint here. You know, there's no slop anywhere. Very clean application. You might be seeing a little bit of, like, white particles here and there. That is, again, just from the styrofoam, because we basically just took them right out of the packaging. And that's what we got. We got some, like, things kind of stuck to them still. But that you can easily deal with by just blowing it away. You know, it's just nothing. It's styrofoam, so don't worry too much about it. Now let's take note of the arms also right now, because this is more kind of in like almost a ready position. He's not really in a fighting pose necessarily, but he is definitely ready for some action, whatever that might be here. And the nice thing about Morph, too, is he is just as buff as any other X-Men that we've looked at, whether they be male or female. They are loaded up with all the abdominals and all the pectoral muscles. But, you know, we have the jacket that kind of separates him from the looks of a lot of the other characters in the series. So that part's all really well and good. And again, just really nice sculpting on the hands. I gotta love this over here. They've actually like got fingernails on his hand here as well. Just excellent detail. Wonderful paint here. Man, it's off to a great start, but we still have more to do because, well, this is Morph, and it turns out we actually do have to morph him into his second form. So let's go ahead and begin that transition by just swapping some pieces out. You can see these magnets are very strong. They're holding him in together very, very nicely. They're actually almost resisting a little bit, which is good. You want it to do that. So let's go ahead and start with the arms. You can already see the difference in the arms and the body language we're getting from Morph. Just, oh, see, watch that. Look at this. Look at that magnet go right to place, exactly where it should go. Just the body language alone is just telling a whole new story about this character. Let's see, I gotta get his head in the right spot. That's not the right spot. Looks like there's a little bit, there we go. I think that's it. Yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of, I see, there's some styrofoam in our Morph that we gotta just get out of there, and then his head will stick on. There we go. Now we're talking. Okay, now this is a creepy Morph. So basically everything about this character is now completely different. I mean, we'll just compare head sculpts right here. Again, styrofoam's kind of falling all over him, but let's compare these head sculpts real fast. I mean, you can just see how much of a difference there is between these two already. And you can see now, this is like, you know, the evil version of Morph. He looks so much more evil. His hair is disheveled, is a lot spikier, also a lot more threatening looking. His cheeks have become even deeper, I mean, or at least they look deeper, and that's partly because of his maniacal smile that's on his face. We have those huge purple bags under his eyes that make him look like Lin-Manuel Miranda. So yeah, this is a lot going on here to make this guy look like a bad one, and he is very sinister, pun intended. And likewise too with the arms. We've got, you know, just not much changing, but a lot changing at the same time. Because the body still hasn't changed. Keep that in mind. It's just the arms that did. And that body language makes such a big difference. Let's just kind of compare here. You know, like in the case of the arms too, in fact, it's basically almost the exact same type of arm. It's just now the hands are outstretched in a kind of evil looking way. And likewise too, looks like this hand, it's a little bit more open than the one that's currently on him. So it's doing a lot by doing very little. It's so minimal, but it works super, super effectively. All in all, these differences are quite massive, despite really replacing barely anything with the statue, and that says a lot. And again, the paint job, I'm just going to say knockout across the board. It's always been this good with all the statues. Nothing's really changing here. And likewise, also what hasn't changed is the bases in all these pieces. All the bases have been this identical looking shape here. It's this kind of purpley gray cylinder. The design is uniform across the board. You can see there's no change or variety of the look or appearance in there, but it always has worked, and it's going to keep working. And it's, mind you, the only thing that really would change is the size of the base, but other than that, it's the same design, looks really good. It's a great color choice because it's also fairly neutral, and it also helps all the brighter colors of these X-Men characters really stand out. And don't forget, on the underside of the base, you've got all of your information there, including the number for your statue, and you also get, of course, the number on the bottom of the packaging, as well as on the certificate of authenticity. Top to bottom, Morph is arguably one of the standout pieces in this lineup, and that's now having looked at it completely, I really can't say otherwise. It just looks so good, from evil Morph or good Morph. And that's a heck of a compliment to say about this figure here, because he's been in great company. We've looked at a lot of the main members of the X-Men team already. We might have even finished it at this point, I think, and it's been just so strong all the way through, but this Morph has really surprised me with how much I'm liking it. So yeah, I'm definitely giving this Morph a very, very high recommend here. I urge you to get this, especially if you've been collecting any of the other X-Men animated series statues from Diamond Select. Like we said at the start of this video, they've done a lot already. There's a bunch out there, and they're all great. And they're also now doing the Spider-Man animated series, so lots of options out there for you 90s kids who want to start collecting something that's a little bit more high-end than action figures, and these will look great together. They really, really do. So if you want to pick up this Morph statue or any other X-Men animated series piece from Diamond Select, go ahead and check out my affiliate links in the description of this video below. If you click on any of those links, it helps support this YouTube channel at no extra cost to you, and why wouldn't you want to get this Morph? Because, man, come on, tell me this thing doesn't look really, really great. Tell me this is like one of the top 5 statues from this X-Men the Animated Series lineup so far. I dare you, go ahead, try it. So, on that note, I'm Matthew. This has been Morph from Diamond Select's X-Men the Animated Series Resin Bust Series. Absolute amazing statue. 2 statues in 1, really, and how can you beat that? So until next time, I'm Matthew. This has been Nerd News Today. Thanks for watching, and we will see you guys next time.